So one of the questions I'm asked quite frequently is, Peter, what news do you watch? Where do you get objective, unbiased news? And that question to me, and I'm sorry this language is going to be a little colorful, but that question to me is the same as, where do you buy your meth-laced fecal matter? That's what that question sounds like to me. I don't watch any news. And once you understand that the news actually is not news, you would never watch it either. Because the only thing that's news to me is information that helps me make better decisions every day. And so if you think about, what information do I not have by looking out the window? Maybe weather, maybe traffic, maybe some kind of natural disaster, maybe a pandemic. And you can get that information off of an app on your phone rather than watching any news channel. So what's happening in Afghanistan right now, I saw a little bit of the video by accident. It was horrifying. And people go, that's news. You need to know that. It's ripping our country apart. It's destroying the world. So here is the sad and horrifying truth. What we are witnessing in real time in Afghanistan is happening just about every single minute somewhere in our country, somewhere on our planet. There are civil wars. There are terrorist organizations that are doing things equally as horrible as what's happening right now in Afghanistan. Every minute of every hour of every day, 24 hours a day for the last 40, 50 years, thousands of years of our lives. It's always happening. It just happened to get picked up by our news channels, and now everyone's covering it. So the American news media is like a bird on a wire. If you've ever seen birds on a wire, there'd be 100 birds or 200 birds on those telephone wires. One jumps up and starts flying a certain direction, and then all the birds follow in that same kind of swarm pattern. That's how the American media works. So if people are watching I'm with you. It's awful. The video I saw was horrible, and my heart goes out to those poor people. But sitting here and complaining about it doesn't do me any good. I made a donation to the Red Cross that might do a little bit of good, but beyond knowing this horrible thing is happening, it really doesn't. Not that I don't care, but it isn't relative to the decisions I got to make every day. So no, I don't consume any news. In a year from now, I'll probably read a book on what happened in Afghanistan, the 20-year saga, and I guarantee you the book will give me more insights and empathy and understanding than watching 10 hours of TV on it.
So let me ask you a question. Ozzy asked a question here in the feed around, shouldn't we at least be aware of what's going on in the world? I think we should be, personally. How do we get an overarching synopsis of what actually is going on in the world? Like, I go from one, I read a whole bunch of different news, not news channels, but different headlines, shall we say, every day. I do watch a little bit of news on different channels every day to have an idea of what every side is saying. How do you keep yourself abreast of what is going on? Or you just don't?
Yeah, I don't. I really don't. Most major news stories, people mention them, and you'll find that out. I want to be informed on influence, and people will just say, "Hey, did you know that there's a new mask mandate?" Or someone said, "Hey, we're in a drought in California." And okay, great. Now I know we're in a drought, and I'm conserving water more than I did before. Most major news stories just kind of bubble up, and you kind of hear them in the ether. However, once again, even when you say I'm informed, what you are informed about is a small fraction of what is happening in the world right now. Right now, the Uyghurs over there in China are being slaughtered. It's not making our news. Does it change? It's awful, horrible, and I wish there's nothing I can do about it. So we kind of talk about our area of concern, our area of influence, and on a lot of those issues that all they do is raise my blood pressure, raise my anxiety, make me want to vilify somebody else. If that's all it's doing, it's pulling me farther into the drama. It's not helping me make a better decision about how I live my life today. I don't pay attention to it. I'll read a book 6 months or a year after the event, or watch long-form journalism 6 months to a year after the event. I don't watch it in the moment unless it's a global news story that actually might change, like a 9/11 size story. Otherwise, I just won't watch it. It doesn't help me out.
All right. Well, Peter, I know you're busy doing interviews about your new book, The Second Civil War, A Citizen's Guide to Healing Our Fractured Nation. Where can people get the book?
Easy enough. It's on barnesandnoble.com and also amazon.com. You can get it ebook, hardbound, softbound, on all those places. And you can always find me on my website too, which is petermontoya.com.
I love it. My friend, thank you for doing this. You and I have been friends for many years, and it's a dialogue that I have with other friends, but I've never, had this specific dialogue on social media. I thought, hey, let's enter into the dialogue, and everybody stand guard, okay? On the screen of your mind, stand guard with what is it that you really believe? Are you choosing to believe the truth or a fragment or a little bit of the truth? And be open-minded to another 1 or 2 or 3 or 10 opinions of the truth, just to expand your awareness. Peter Montoya, thank you so much. Everybody pick up The Second Civil War, A Citizen's Guide to Healing Our Fractured Nation by Peter Montoya on Barnes & Noble and on Amazon. And check him out at petermontoya.com. Thank you, Peter.
John. Thank you.
Bye, everyone. Have a great day. Leave me a comment below and share this, all right? Hit the share button. Let's get this dialogue out to other people so that we can expand awareness. And more importantly, expand your ability just to be centered and in control. And Peter, you've got me rethinking whether I'm even going to watch the news anymore. And I might take last year I took a 30-day hiatus from all news. And when I came back 30 days later, nothing was different. It was all the same shit recycled over and over and over again.
That Billy Joel song, "We Didn't Start the Fire," is completely accurate. The world's been burning since the world's been turning, and it will continue. It does knowing all of it doesn't really help us. If you are more committed to national unity than partisanship, please check out my book, The Second Civil War, A Citizen's Guide to Healing Our Fractured Nation. My book will challenge you to improve your relationships with friends and family. Click the link in the description below.